So did you all hear about what's happening with the Job Corps? Okay, the closing, or should we say pausing, because they say it's pausing. So let me tell you, they put a pause on Job Corps. It's not closing, evidently they say, because they haven't decided whether it's going to restart or when it will start. All I know that in the school system part, normally when they told you your building was closed down, child, it was closing. Boop, it was closed. So you know how they go. But Job Corps, I remember hearing about it, but I wasn't really familiar with it growing up. But I know it has been here a long time. So I looked it up. I got my doctoral student thing going on. I'm looking at asking all kind of questions because I'm concerned. I was watching the video, the news, and the students are crying. They're young adults, and come on, people. Why every time when you're cutting money and losses, it always means education? Education, something to do with education, something to do with bettering people, something to do with allowing, especially people in higher minority areas or poverty areas, because they do have a higher 70 or more percent are minority students attending a Job Corps. So to me, it seems like it says they get free career training. They can live on campus or off campus, but at least 87% of them are living on campus. That's a big percent out of 100. And so they're living on campus. So it means they're getting their food, they're getting their health care, their housing, and their schooling from their place they're going to, right? So what I saw on there was, it seemed like the kids, I call them kids, they're young adults. I say kids, I'm going on 43. But the 16 to 24-year-old group. So they're young adults, but they're also attending to receive help. Now, you all stay with me because this is really important. I know, our participants can be like, but look, they can get welding, carpentry, healthcare, IT support, culinary skills, all those good things. All those things that prior to 2000, you were receiving in your schools. Office administration training. They used to do those things inside your high schools. And then they had teachers who actually taught full-time inside high schools. Because I took a culinary arts class, food service, because that was part of my credits. So back in the day, you could be college bound or you can be, technical route. So people who wanted to, go the technical route were taking classes like they have in the Job Corps. And then also the Job Corps, they can earn their certificates, their diploma, high school diploma, or their GEDs, and get college credits, which is great. They learn all about job placement, all those wonderful things, and life skills, budgeting, time management, all those things. Stuff that they cut out of the school system for whatever reason. And so now a lot of people will be paying to go to different organizations to learn those skills. But Job Corps for 16 to 24-year-olds will help that. But now they put a pause to it. So those babies, those young adults are coming out carrying their stuff in garbage bags and everything. Some of them might have somewhere to live because their parents have or their families, but some of them don't. They don't have anywhere to stay. And so it's just like they're being abruptly put out there, right? And they're saying, contact this person, contact that person. But at the end of the day, where are these young adults going? Why are we closing down things that are going to set that part of their society in a better placement? You say you want them you don't want people to be on, stamps. You don't want them to be receiving certain things from the government because you feel like they can work. Well, Job Corps is helping to prepare them for being in a betterment situation, and you're cutting it out. Make it make sense. What are we doing? What are we doing in society to make it better and great if your better and great is causing people to lose placements, lose stability, because that's a stable situation for some of them, and then put them back out there in a society that you're trying to, from being overran with too much scamming and fraud and violence, things like that. When you take people out of a situation that's positive and place them back maybe into something that's not as positive, what are you expecting? So another thing, I did a little bit more research. I had to dig a little bit into it. Of course, like I said, minority. There is a big minority bunch. So not all of them are closed. The ones that they close down are the contracted programs. So these are people outside of the government. The agriculture department, who handles the 24 by the government, those are still operating, of course, because they're dealing more with like the land and environmental. But the contracted ones, they are outside. There's 99 of those, and they're across the United States. Now, majority of the states have at least one. Some of them, like Rhode Island, and a few others don't have it all, but they can still attend outside of their state. But most of them have at least one, and the ones that have a larger amount of the minorities are the ones that have bigger things, are minority ones. Like Georgia was a state that has a big one of minority participants, and there's a few other states. So it was like 5 that had top ones. Now, another thing that I noticed is that it said that the reason, they're trying to figure out they're going to do the budgeting, reconstructing, and all those type of things. Okay, but you have to have something in place. They also were receiving pay. So, according to what I saw, it might be like $70 every 2 weeks if you have been there a time, like over like maybe 100 and so many days. I mean, that might not seem like a lot to a lot of people, but I mean, $70 every 2 weeks is more than zero. And I'm like, well, I type in, are they going to get their money? Because what's going on? You put people out. Hey, you people who's in Job Corps and unfortunately are here staying home, let us know on TikTok. Type in, did y'all get paid y'all money for y'all bi-weekly? Because that's $70 they need. Like, you putting the people out, but they didn't get their money? Like, make it make sense. Where are they going to do that at? Okay. Like that's another issue. They need every penny, down to every penny. We're going out in the midsummer and they don't have their money. And so I'm trying to make sure I look, because I'm looking. So African American and blacks are 45.3% of that group. They're at the top. Then you have your Caucasian, your white, 24.3%. You have your Hispanic Latino, 21.6%. And then it gets a little decrease on down between, there's like percentages between American Indians, Native American, Alaskans, Asians, and other races. So it gets a little bit different. But you have a larger amount at the top of 16, 24-year-olds who just got put, on pause, ejected, put outside, whatever you want to call it. They don't have anywhere that they were calling home anymore. As far as living on campus, now they're back. Another thing I wanted to know was where they're going to receive health care, because that also is attached to the program. No, absolutely not. Not while it's on pause. So think about it. Some of them are probably on some prescribed medications. Some that have to have it for livelihood. Now, I know we want to teach life skills as part of the Job Corps, community, but this is a hard reality to be dealing with. Unfortunately, it was one mom. She was on there. She was going to pick her son up. Of course, she didn't want him to be on the streets. She said he was attending because, it's not just for like children, adults who were just acting up. They're trying not to be at risk. They're trying not to be involved in what's going on in the outside. They're trying to, do something positive. So unfortunately, this particular mom, she has cancer. She's got an appointment scheduled for like an upcoming week. And now her child is without somewhere to be where she thought he was, was being able to be safe and functionable. And she's reconsidering even having her, cancer surgery. Ma'am, please. Like, if this is a life situation, you have your surgery. But come on, we got to do better. Community, governments, powers that be, make it make sense. Comment. What do you think?